Hi Capricorn, welcome back. So if you've been here before, you already know how this works, how I do this longer, let's say, readings, which happen once a month, which are specific to your sign. And if you haven't been here before, then welcome. What I'd like to ask you if you find that this reading is of support to you or offers some guidance, if you find it useful, then if you could please put a like on it, because being a new channel, I need to grow, and I need to reach out to more and more people, and that's done when people subscribe, they like the videos, they comment on it. So I would love to exchange with all of you. So please just don't be shy. Just drop me a comment, let me know what you think, if you have any suggestion, or if you wish me to talk about something different. If you haven't been here before, you will see that I actually blend a whole lot of astrology into my readings, because this is pretty much what I do in my daily life. So obviously this is what I'm called to do, and I find a very strong connection between the tarot and astrology. And so you won't be surprised if you'll see how this reading starts, because I usually like to check what kind of energy surrounds every reading whenever I kind of dive into a zodiac sign for the month. Now I'm reading this for April 2024. We're in March at the moment, but if you happen to find this reading later on in time, just please don't be don't refrain from listening to it. I know sometimes people are like, oh, but this is labeled April, so it's for April and it's gone. But no, it's not the case, because I strongly believe that we actually are shown what we need at the time that we need it. And so if you're looking for a reading or some kind of guidance or support at this specific time, whenever it is that you're watching, then this is the right time for you, okay? And also don't forget that these are temporary energies. Like I said, this could last, for example, for the month of April, but you always have free will, so you can always change the outcome, you can always move things around, so nothing is static. This is the purpose of having guidance, understanding what the energies are at play, and then do something with them, okay? So with that said, let's start the reading. This is an interesting reading, which is pretty, to me, it's really clear. There's not much in here that leaves doubts to what's going on, in the sense that there is a strong energy at play, because your energy here is infused with Mars energy, which, as the card says here, it's a force. Now, if you know a bit about astrology, you will know that Mars represents the way we assert ourselves in the world. And back in the day, the ancient thought it was the god of war, the god of agriculture, so the god that would actually allow their sustainability or not. It was also the primary military deity among the Romans. So just to give you an idea of the kind of energy that Mars brings into our lives, we all have all the planets in our charts, including Mars. So depending on which sign Mars in your chart is and in which house, that's how and where this energy, this Martian energy, will be manifested in your birth chart. Okay. Now, obviously, if you have, I'm not going to give you a full astrology class in here, but if you have a Mars in Pisces, it will behave very differently than a Mars in Aries, for example. So just make sure that you have a look into that. Let me know if this is something you're interested in. I could also just explain more about it. Anyways, basically what Mars does, he just kind of prepares us for either a fight, or it prepares us to stand up for ourselves. And that doesn't have to be a bad thing. It can be a very good thing. So sometimes it has a negative connotation, but if you have followed me for a little bit, you know that I don't believe in positive, negative, black, white. It's just, to me, it's all the same. We all have all parts, the light and the shadow in ourselves. So it's more about how, like I said, how you assert yourself in the world. So certainly Mars can mean aggression. Certainly Mars can mean force in more of a negative way, if we want to label it that way. It also can represent lust, and it's a symbol for sexuality and how we express that as well. This card is can show up at times in moments where you feel like you may be in need of defending yourself from something or someone. And so it brings along an intensity to it that can apply to several areas of your life. Like I said, it could be, that you are thinking of a career and you're trying to push forward now, and you have to give your best self to, in order to achieve where you want to be. Or maybe it's a relationship that you're fighting for, or maybe it's just, like you just have a passionate encounter with somebody and you just cannot resist. This is all Martian energy that would explain why you find yourself in this situation, okay? But Mars is not just force. Mars is our drive, really. It basically it makes us consider what are our goals. It makes us, kind of refocus on our desires, what makes us feel good about where we're going and how we're doing it. So right now, basically what it's shown here is that it's a time for action for you, okay? Action is one of the key words for Mars as well. You can't sit idle. Right now you need to either make a decision or just really push forward. Maybe it's the last push that you need to give in order to get where you want to be. But it's about the way, I would say, that you do it, because with this reading, we will see in a minute, the outcome for me, it could go two different ways, and I'll explain, like I said, in a second. But yeah, just bear in mind the kind of energy we're talking about, because this is what you seem to be infused with at this time. Now, let's not forget the Mars rules Aries, and there's a whole lot of strength in here, a whole lot of drive here, and maybe you're connected to the sign of Aries in some shape or form. So you either have Aries strong in your chart, or maybe it's in the chart of somebody that it's actually most prominent in your energy at this time. So I would definitely suggest that you go check out also the Aries reading, because Mars also rules Aries. And so I can, I definitely can feel that sort of intensity. And speaking of intensity, I'm thinking of Pluto. I did yesterday a reading where Pluto was actually crowning the energy. I believe it was Aquarius. Yeah, I think it was Aquarius. And so Pluto and Mars have something in common, and that's why they don't get along too well. I mean, when they are very strong in a chart and they are communicating with one another, it could be, fireworks at hand, and not necessarily the best ones sometimes, but, definitely they move people forward in their lives like no other planet combination, I would say. So for some reason I thought of Pluto, and I thought of that this energy was so intense that it could be compared to Plutonian energy. So perhaps you have a connection to Aquarius, like I said, same as before with Aries. You either have it strong in your chart or somebody you're dealing with. So please keep that in mind, because maybe there's something in that reading for you as well, okay? With this card and with the cards at hand for the rest of the reading, I would like, to even ask you a question. Like, are you being challenged by somebody at this time? Are you being pushed hard or too hard by something or someone, in whichever the situation is here? It will resonate differently for all of you. It's going to be different for all of you. How are you going to face it? Are you going to go to battle, or are you going to use your head more? Are you going to be more in your heart? Do you feel like you need to, kind of stand up for yourself in some shape or form? Why am I saying that? So these cards here, you see that they're spread out in a very funny way, and some people will think it's just really not the way to do tarot, but I just kind of do it very intuitively, and I lay cards down and then I ask for clarification. So this is exactly what happened. Your reading opened up with an energy of a soulmate type of energy, okay? So this is not a love reading per se, it's a general reading, but I cannot deny that that aspect is definitely here in a couple of places. So definitely for some of you, for most of you, I would say this would be related to a soulmate. Now, the concept of soulmate is a unique one. Some people don't quite grasp it. It's soulmates, we have many in our lifetime, and it's not necessarily just related to an intimate partner. It could also be your mother, your friend, your co-worker that is somebody that you're very much in sync with. So just don't close off the idea that this is just about an intimate partner, because being a general reading, there may be some different scenarios here for you. There could be career here involved as well. I wouldn't be surprised if this card was actually a friend that you may have a project in common with as well. So just keep an open mind, okay? That's all I'm trying to say. So, but it does open with the card of a soulmate. And so this person seems to have been somebody that was bringing joy to your life, that was bringing light and fun and something that was really keeping you alive. But now you seem to be uncertain. You seem, like not sure about maybe where this is headed or how this person is actually behaving. I'm thinking of maybe you don't recognize this person anymore. For some reason, something may have happened. And so you felt like, or you feel like that you don't know what to make of it. This is exactly the message I get. Like you don't know what to make of this situation with this person. The encouragement seems to be one of trying to release, and that's what I was asking for clarification as well, but I said releasing what? And it seems to be like that you need to release like this need for extreme clarity at this moment, and to tune in more into your emotional space. Because that's the only way for you to actually go back to that sort of happy place that you were at some point, at some stage, even sharing with this person. Or maybe if this is a job, a career, then maybe to put yourself back into the flow of it, then you need to kind of stop thinking about something that may have derailed you in some shape or form, and to tune in more into how you feel about it, into what serves you at this time to move forward. Because again, there's a whole lot of movement forward, like action is required. The action also is required on the work that you do on yourself. And being a Capricorn, you know exactly what work is all about. You know that if there's work to do, you're going to do it, so long as you see the value in it, whether that is concretely a job that we're talking about or a personal work on yourself. Say that you're doing some shadow work at this time, then you know that this is what it takes you to move forward. Then you will do it. You are the sign, I would say, that is really not afraid to work. There's a couple of signs that are really good at that with this determination. Taurus may be one of them, but it's Capricorns are also ambitious in some shape or form, and it's a good thing because it's what keeps them going. I mean, Capricorns, you are your symbol is the mountain goat, because you just nothing stops you. You can climb mountains without resting, and you're really good at it. But you need to see the purpose in it. Now, if you are in this situation right now and you are in this reading and you're listening to this, it's because this situation is important to you. This does matter to you, okay? So you would have to invest your Capricorn energy and way of being and going about things in a way that helps you achieve where you want to get. So the encouragement here is to release this need for extreme clarity right now, but tune in a part of yourself that you may not be extremely familiar with. Capricorns are very practical, so to let them know that what they need to do is to tune into their emotions may sound a little bit like I don't know, out of familiar depth here. I'm not sure how to do that. I'm not sure what it is that I need to do, but it's simply about relaxing a little bit in the energy. You usually are very practical, so you think about how to move forward. You're encouraged here to feel. So if you can put some of that determination into dedicating some time to meditation, at some point during your day, that would help you, because it would allow you to actually sit with yourself instead of being up in your head. Okay. So this is what it is. And definitely there's an encouragement here. Well, first of all, there seems to be a whole lot of if not love necessarily, a care. How can I say? I'm trying to look for the word that I'm actually feeling, which is love. I would say yes, but it could be love for yourself or love for the situation. I feel that there's a whole lot of love for the situation, but like I said, if it's a job, it could be a great passion that you're trying to cultivate and move forward. And so you really need to kind of put yourself in a position where you can focus on what's really available to you in terms of emotional space that you either share with a person, if that's a person that is involved, or whatever it is that you get out of this job, career, project that you have in mind. Focus on the part that fulfills you. Focus on the part that brings you the joy that you need to thrive. And then you will see that, you know, the give and take, the, you know, the reciprocity that you may be missing at this time, and they may have, you know, led you to the moment that you're in at, you know, at this time where you are not sure if you can trust, if you feel like you're not really even recognizing the person anymore. Then you will get there. You will get to the point where this cycle ends and you actually are shown the way to move forward and achieve what you want to achieve. Now, the interesting part about this, I need to add this little note, because I was wondering, I said, okay, so this, you know, our Capricorn now are looking for an equal exchange of energy in whatever it is that they have in mind, whatever is dear to their heart at this moment. And sure, they have to get out of their head, and sure, they need to, you know, pour that love instead of taking it out. They need to focus on that love. And so this is the, you know, this is the premises. Without that, you're definitely not going to go anywhere. This is what I get. But when it came to understanding more about this outcome, the end of this cycle, I was, you know, trying to get some more clues about what that could be, what kind of outcome that could be. And like I said, everything is changeable with free will, so don't get stuck into this. Now, the interesting part about it is that I was shuffling my cards, and before the card, you know, they finally came out, there was a card that flipped, and it wanted to show itself to me, but it didn't land on the table. And so I took note of it because it seemed important to me. And that kind of told me that that was the possible outcome, just to keep that in mind. Like, it really, the message I got was, keep in mind that it could go that way. And the card that flipped out but didn't fall on the floor, on the table, was the card of the devil. Now, the devil for some people is just very scary, and I mean, I understand that it's not the prettiest card of the deck, but one thing that you need to keep in mind is that the devil is also in the tarot world. It represents also the sign of Capricorn, which could also mean, so it doesn't have to be negative is what I'm trying to say. It could also mean that you are going to be very present for yourself, and you're going to choose to focus on yourself because that's where you want to go. Like, that you will decide eventually that this person, this job, this project is just not for you, and you're just gonna keep working on yourself, like Capricorns are really good at doing, okay? And this, for some reason, I'm called to speak about Aquarius because it popped into my mind that Aquariuses and Capricorns can be so determined to actually shut out everybody else, so long as, you know, so that they can actually move forward towards their goal. Now, they do it in different ways. Capricorns are very practical, Aquarians are very much in their head, and they can compartmentalize. But again, the sign of Aquarius came out again, so I would definitely say that there must be something in the Aquarius reading here for you, so just go check out that one as well. But what I was saying is that an Aquarius would be very good at focusing on themselves, to shut down emotions as well, which is the encouragement here in this reading for you, and work on themselves. Now, if the devil card had come out, and still I feel like I would treat it as if it had come out, because it really kind of gave me a warning. It said, listen, it could also go this way. It could also be that this project, job, person will be eventually left behind by Capricorn, because this is what they think is best for them. And that's fair enough. That's always your choice, and you obviously have your own very good reasons to do so. So I'm not here to question anything. Just to let you know that your presence, let's say, the Capricorn energy was very present and wanted to come out. Now, the devil, as we all know, also represents obstacles, manipulations, something that you cannot get unstuck of. So that suggests to me that it could also be that the outcome is that you don't manage to get in tune with the emotions as it's encouraged in this reading, and then you're gonna keep getting stuck in your head, and you keep just looking at the things that have not worked out instead of looking at what could work, and you will not then get to this point where you actually get a genuine exchange of give and take, you know, with this other person, job or project, whatever that is, you know. Like, you really seem to need to focus right now on your heart and how you can actually achieve what it is that makes you feel the most fulfilled. Now, the card that actually flipped on the table eventually when I asked for the outcome is actually a card that suggests that either a new beginning can be not more than a new beginning, is more so the possibility of reconciling. That's the word, reconciling with this energy project person, whatever. And that's because you have done the work that you're asked to do right now, you know, by tuning it into your heart more and more, instead it is in your mind and in the things that have gone wrong, the things that haven't worked out, because the possibility is there. It's like, it feels like you know, when a seed just, you know, springs up from the soil, and it's, you know, the little green plant starts to pop out. It feels like that. It feels like a rebirth in some sort of ways. And speaking of rebirth, I'm thinking of Pluto again, which was, like I said, the energy in Aquarius, because Pluto represents death and rebirth. So again, I think Aquarius is important here. But it feels that way. It feels like, okay, there's hope. There's a possibility. There's a potential, okay? That this outcome leads you to, you know, back to this project, back to this person, back to this career, and back, so first and foremost, back on the saddle, because you feel like, you know, it seems like you have just, you know, kind of been knocked off it. But and speaking of which, it's actually very interesting. Like, I just noticed that I'm saying to go back in the saddle, but there's a horse right here, and this is a guy that seems to just, you know, it's sitting down, but I don't know, I kind of associated that to the horse, and there must be meaning here for you, which is, yeah, I don't know if you are connected to this card at all in any shape or form. If so, please let me know in the comments. It may be for one of you only, but I feel called to do it, to say that, and also feel called to look at the card, really. So yeah, and this is the outcome that, you know, is available to you if you allow it in, is what I'm trying to say. If the devil card doesn't play another role in this, okay? So yeah, Capricorn, so like I said, it's pretty clear to me that it's about action. It's about understanding that you need to change a bit the approach, and so that you can get yourself out of that space where you actually don't see what else can be available to you. Now, I just would like to pull one last card, which is a card of guidance for me. It's this very nice little deck that I always carry with me, because it's something that, you know, the messages are short but to the point, and they usually end up confirming the energy that I have seen through the reading, and it gives extra guidance, and sometimes it adds some details or some you know, other scenarios or ideas or inputs in, you know, on top of whatever it is that I said. And sometimes I'm just like, oh wow, that, you know, that also could be, and I had just not thought about it. So I always like, if I have time and I feel called to it, to end up my readings, at least these long ones, with this card, if any pops out, and if not, I'll pick one. I feel like called to it. But yeah, there we go. Well, this card, I mean, there's so many cards in here. There are, I think there are, how many cards are in this deck? 50 cards. And this one card has been popping out for the past at least 3 readings. And again, it popped up in Aquarius. It popped up in Scorpio, was it? Or Sagittarius? I can't remember. How is this possible? I have no idea. Anyways, let me read it to you. It's a card that, again, I don't even know if it can resonate for many of you, but for some of you for sure. But interestingly enough, it just keeps popping up. So there must be a meaning and a connection. So let me read it for you. The card is Caregiver. It says, we are here with you, and Spirit has its own way of recognizing the care and love you provide to others, especially at the end of their lives, just as you received care and love at the start of your life. Caregivers often focus all their attention on their loved ones and often neglect their own concerns and well-being in the process. So the way I tie this card to your reading is that you have possibly dealt in this situation with somebody that has taken from you, whether willingly or not, a whole lot of energy, and you may not know at this time what to do because you may not trust maybe that the intentions were good. Don't forget that, you know, there's this element of not trusting that came up at the very beginning, and then the devil wanted to pop up, so that speaks of manipulation in some sort of way. So there is a quality to that, you know, it's a possibility, it's something that you're dealing with. Or maybe you are just exhausted. Maybe you have just been taking care of somebody and you're just really tired. Now you want to move on with your life, and you just, you know, maybe you've been taking care of somebody older than you, and you just need to allow space for receiving. And here's a card of giving and receiving. So there may be something connected to that. And yeah, and the reminder here, it says that you're not alone, and yes, that you are. Yeah, you may have neglected your own needs and your own well-being. So if this reading and your way to move forward ends up being with you focusing on yourself and choosing yourself, because this is just not working out for you, at least not at this time. It may be in the future. This is short time energy. Then so be it, because it means that this is the right thing for you to do. Okay? Wow, Capricorn. Okay, I'll leave it here. If this resonated in some shape or form, and if it offers some kind of guidance or support, whatever, please let me know. It's really important for me. I really love to hear more about how you feel about this reading, and please don't forget to subscribe again, so that I can reach more and more people that may be in need of guidance and support. Okay, well, thank you so much, and I'll see you very soon again. Bye.